Hey GeoCrew, in this video we're going to talk about surface areas and volumes of spheres. So we're going to find the surface area of a sphere, we're going to find the volume of a sphere, and we're going to use the volume to find the surface area of a sphere. Alright, so let's begin with some vocab. A sphere is the set of all points in space equidistant from a given point. The center of a sphere is the point equidistant from the entire surface of the sphere. The radius is a segment that starts at the center and goes to another point on the sphere. The diameter is twice the radius. The diameter is a segment passing through the center and connecting to endpoints on the sphere. A great circle is a circle that's created by the intersection of the plane with a sphere. See this great circle right here? Now this must go through the center of the circle. The plane must go through the center of the circle to create this great circle. Now the circumference of this great circle is also the circumference of the sphere itself. A great circle divides the sphere itself into two hemispheres. So here's the formula that we need to know to find surface area of a sphere. Surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. Now, if you've ever taken apart a baseball before and realized a baseball that represents a sphere, if you were to take apart its coverings, its outside leather, then you would see that it's actually made up of 4 circles. And the area of one circle is pi r squared, and since we have 4 circles, that's how we're coming up with 4 pi r squared. Alright, so now let's find the surface area of a sphere. Our directions say what is the surface area of the sphere in terms of pi. So we want to make sure we leave pi as part of our answer. So first thing we should do is write the formula for surface area. Surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. All we have to do here is plug in our radius. So if we look at our diagram, we see that our diameter is 10, which makes our radius 5. So plugging in 5 for radius, I have 4 times pi times 5 squared. And that's supposed to be a square. There we go. So now all I have to do is simplify this. 5 squared is 25, so I have 4 times pi times 25. And then 4 times 25 is 100. So my answer is going to be 100 pi meters squared. And I know it's squared because anytime we're talking about surface area, we're using square units. Alright, so you try. I want you to do the same exact thing, and you're looking at this sphere over here that has a diameter of 14 inches. Alright, so now let's check out these word problems, and we're going to find the surface area using the given information. In the example, it says Earth's equator is about 24,902 miles long. What is the approximate surface area of Earth rounded to the nearest 1,000 square miles? So again, we're going to start off saying surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. And the only thing we really need to find is radius. Now, the information given to us is that the equator is about 24,902 miles long. And if you draw a picture of this, or if you imagine that this is Earth, and then the equator, it goes through the middle, but it goes through the middle and all around Earth. So this, again, relates to that great circle. And this would be the circumference of that great circle, which is also the circumference of the sphere itself. So what 24,902 miles is the circumference. So we're going to say, 24, we're going to set that number, 24,902 equal to circumference. And we know circumference is equal to 2 pi r. And now we're going to solve for r. So 24,902 is equal to 2 pi r. If I divide both sides by 2 pi, then I will get r. So my radius because the 2's and the pi's cancel out. So radius is equal to, and I don't really want to put this on my calculator because I don't have to round, and I don't want to round just yet. So I'm just going to simplify by dividing by 2 and say I have 12,451 over pi. I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug this in as my radius. So surface area is equal to 4 pi times 12,451 divided by pi, and that's being squared. So I'm going to plug all this into my calculator, and I'm going to round it to the nearest 1,000 square miles. So I get that my surface area is a very big number. Let's see, surface area is 197,387,000. And this is miles squared. So there's my final answer. Now you try. It says what is, that should say surface area. What is the surface area of a cantaloupe with circumference 18 inches? Round your answer to the nearest 10 square inches. Also, yes, I spelled cantaloupe wrong. Pay no attention to that. Go ahead, you try. Alright, so now let's look at the formula for volume of a sphere. For volume of a sphere, volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. So we just saw surface area, which was 4 pi r squared. For volume, instead of being squared, it's cubed, and instead of 4, it's 4/3. Alright, so in these examples, we want to find the volume of a sphere. It says, what is the volume of the sphere in terms of pi? So first step, always write down what is your formula that you're using. So we have 4/3 times pi r cubed. So again, all we need for this formula to know is our radius, and luckily that's given to us. Here's our great circle here, and our great circle we see here's the radius, and it's 6 meters. So we have 4/3 times pi times 6 cubed. 6 cubed is 216, and so I'll put all that into my calculator and say 4/3 times pi times 216, and I get that volume is equal to 288 pi, because we want to leave it in terms of pi. And this is meters cubed. Again, volume is cubed. Alright, so you try. What is the volume of the sphere rounded to the nearest cubic inch? And here it gives you that the diameter is 60 inches. So notice you only need radius to find both the surface area and the volume. So given one or the other, volume or surface area, you're able to find the other using radius. So we're going to find the volume, we're going to use volume to find the surface area, and the hint here, it says solve volume for radius. So that's the first step that we'll have to do. So in this example, it says the volume of a sphere is 5,000 meters cubed. What is the surface area to the nearest square meter? So I'm going to write volume is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. And then instead of volume, I'm going to plug in 5,000, since that's what volume is, and say it's equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. Now I want to use this information to solve for radius, so then that way I can plug that in to solve for surface area. So first I need to get rid of this 4/3 here, and when you have a fraction, you can't just divide by a fraction. What you're really doing is multiplying by the reciprocal. So both sides I'm going to multiply by 3/4. Now I'll be multiplying over here by 3/4. So on the left side, 3/4 times 5,000, or 3/4 of 5,000, is 3750. And on the right side, the 4/3 and the 3/4 cancel, leaving me with pi r cubed. Now to get rid of pi, I'll just divide both sides by pi. So pi's will cancel here, and I'm not going to put this in my calculator, I'm just going to leave it. 3750 divided by pi is equal to r cubed. And to get rid of the cube, we're going to have to take the cubed root. Just like to get rid of a square, you take the square root. So we'll take the cubed root of both sides and take the cubed root of this side. So my radius is equal to the cubed root of 3750 divided by pi. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug this in for radius for surface area. So surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. So surface area is equal to 4 times pi times the cubed root of 3750 over pi, and that quantity is being squared. Now that's when a calculator comes into use. This says to find the surface area to the nearest square meter. So we're not leaving it in terms of pi. So I'm plugging this all in, and I get that the surface area is about 1,414 meters squared. So here's my answer. Alright, so this one was definitely the most difficult out of all the problems we did. So take your time, try this problem over here. It tells you the volume, and it wants you to find the surface area. So you're going about it exactly the same way. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.